one comes courtesy of Amanda Hair, and I love the iridescent look of their logo. Here is a look at the wig itself. It's set as a center part, and of course I mentioned it is curly. It looked like it's tapered a little bit, so it'll have a nice cut and look to it. Now this is one of those wigs where you want to make sure that your braids underneath, or whatever style you have underneath, is as tight and flat as possible to get the best look out of it. So I'm gonna have to adjust my braids a little bit. And then here is the inside construction of the cap. So I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, so it looks like we have lots and lots of parting space. I'll go ahead and turn it inside out because it's hard to see. It looks like this is about a 13 by 4, maybe even a 13 by 6. You guys know I love a 13 by 6. So I'll see what it looks like on. And of course you have 3 combs in the front, one in the middle, you know, one on each side, and then also a comb in the back. And obviously there's cap in the back. So what I'll say about this one off the bat is I did not bleach the knots all the way through. Since it's set as a center part, they kind of only bleach the knots where you have that parting at, and the rest is not. So as I mentioned, this is a frontal, so if you want to switch it to a side part, that area will not be bleached. But obviously, you know, just a little quick BW bleach for your developer, you can go ahead and bleach that yourself. I actually prefer, even when they pre-part a wig, to go in and bleach the knots, because I find that over bleached lace just looks better on me personally. You can also go in and tint the lace, which actually we can do right now. So to tint the lace is super simple and easy. Just take a foundation of your choice. I tend to go for this one here by NYX. I don't know why, but it always just seems to be a color that works for most wigs. Be careful, because sometimes when you do this, it'll come out a little bit more red. Sometimes it won't be dark enough. So, you know, as you get used to this and a little bit more comfortable, you'll find a color or a go-to foundation that works for you. You kind of want to saturate all over and not just in one spot, because you put so much foundation on that brush. If you press in that very first spot, it could get a little bit messy, and kind of just buff it in as much as you can. If you guys can see, you see it's a lot on this side, but on this side I kind of feel like I need a little bit more. So I'm just going to take another maybe 2 pumps, buff it in, and then we're going to go ahead and blow dry it. And you see it does bleed through if you know, start at the wrong spot, so don't worry about that. We'll clean it up for sure. Okay, so this is the vibe we're giving. A little bit on the scary side. I'll show you what it looks like from the back. So as you guys can see, there's like a tapered look to it. You want to be sure to take that comb and stick it in there. We're going to style it up really cute. The way we're going to be rocking this one, you really won't see the hairline as much. But for now, let's go ahead and style her, because I'm so anxious to go ahead and add some mousse and get her styled. Important key, if the wig fits too big, as far as like going past your ears, be sure to cut that excess lace off. I'm going to use a razor to go ahead and cut off the excess lace. I buy these in bulk, so I'll have my link down below. I like to have these in bulk because they work best when they're fresh. So I'll use each one a couple of times, but I don't like using the same one for like months, or you know, like I did back in the day. Especially like I use these to like dermaplane or whatever it is when you shave your face. So that's why I buy them in bulk. If you happen to buy them often, or if you use these regularly, I recommend buying a lot so you don't feel like you gotta use the same one for months. Okay, so we got it installed. This actually was a quick install. The way the wig sits on my head, I didn't really have to install the sides because it goes back into my hairline, which actually is a good thing, especially for daily maintenance. Now I want to go ahead and Now I want to go ahead and style her. Now I always recommend that you co-wash or wash your wigs before you apply them. If you do that, go ahead and use a moisturizing conditioner. Leave it in for a good 15 or 20 minutes, and it's going to make a huge difference in the texture of your hair for all wigs, whether it's a good wig or a bad wig, period. But I'm going to go ahead and use some mousse. I'm going to try my favorite technique, which is pretty much to use just mousse. No water or anything, or no conditioner. This is my last bit of my Nairobi. I'm trying not to be wasteful, so I'm going to use this until it's done, which is only a couple pumps. And then we're going to go with this one. This one is my favorite. This is my second favorite. I'll leave them both linked down below. Okay guys, so we're done with this look and I actually love it. So whenever I do pixie cuts, I'll admit I get a little bit nervous that it's not gonna come out right. Now with this one, it was a super easy install. You guys see I bonded the wig down, I tinted the lace, I added my mousse and styled it up, but I just wasn't satisfied with the result initially. Mainly, I did not love the blunt parting. That was a little bit too high up for me. A lot of the times when you buy a wig that is pre-parted, it takes a little extra energy to remold a new parting, and honestly I couldn't decide where I wanted the parting to be. Like I kind of wanted it to be a little bit deeper, then that looked a little bit crazy, so I brought it back up, but then I decided to curve it out a little bit, and finally I decided on this, and I absolutely love it. I feel like a curved parting just looks better in general, and a lot of the times when you are looking straight on at somebody, which is something that I'm learning, it's almost better if the parting is not like right there in their face. Like even obviously somebody will know this is a wig, but you just don't want it to be like hi, I'm here, you know what I mean? You kind of want to camouflage it and make it look good as possible. I did go in with a good, healthy, generous amount of the mousse, and I added no water or any product. So be aware when you use just mousse, it'll add a little bit of a hold, almost like a crunch, depending on what mousse you use. So if you don't want that, kind of use like a lock method or something like that, where maybe you use a little bit of water first or a little bit of cream first. That way it won't have the crunch. I'm fine with that because, again, in the morning when I wake up, I'll be able to just add a little bit of water and it'll reactivate that mousse and I'll be good to go. But the curls will already be set. It definitely looks better or best to me with a little bit of Aaliyah side bang covering up the one eye, but of course you can kind of bring it over a little bit. It'll even be cute to add some little, you know, like rhinestone clips or something like that. I just think this gives it a little bit more spice, and yeah, it's a little bit more it makes you a little bit more self-conscious to wear a wig like this that's tapered, because again, if your hair underneath is bulky, it's gonna look like a big hat. Let me know what you think. Oh, I also did add the sideburns, and I added a little bit of baby hair here. I feel like you can take this away. I'm not committed to this part, but this was key for me just because generally when I see a pixie cut, you gotta have a little sideburn. Any kind of short cut where it's behind your ears, to me, has to have a little sideburns. And again, it was just looking a little bit too wiggy with just the parting that it came with and no pizzazz. So I had to add my little touch. And you know, of course, I'm going to play with it a little bit more and see what I come up with. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Amanda Hair. Link to this wig, details on this wig, as well as links to everything I used to complete this look are also in the description box. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches.